Not even Krishna is planning to have, not only Krishna is pre-planning to have some satisfaction by bestowing mercy to such and such subject. Not even that, it's just flowing spontaneously, manifesting through the flow of sweet will. Therefore, it is causeless, both ways. Number one, because the ones on whom is grace and mercy being bestowed on do not deserve that in the first place. No cause is there to attract that mercy from Lord, so it is causeless. On the other hand, Krishna is not planning out for doing some justice, particularly in a pre-scheduled manner. Just a lot of sweet will, some mercy manifesting through the flow of spontaneous sweet will. Spontaneous nature of graciousness, mercifulness, and being bestowed on some jiva souls. Causeless. I explain this, I approach to this from both directions and stance. Such ways of the explanation, such ways of the understandings, such ways of the conceiving or understandings have been described in the scriptural terms like Anadi Adi, beginning without beginning, ending without ending, last limit of the limitlessness. End of the endlessness, a poetic way. Because devotees are also great rishis, yogis, great devotees of the Lord, are also great poets and artistic in their expressions. Because they find out no straight cut, general kind of expression is not good enough to mean it. It has to be artistic, enriched, poetic, multidimensionally scientific, multidimensionally explanatory. So, must be multi-dimension, must be felt through, realized in multi-dimensional ways. Sometimes manifesting very straight, direct, sometimes zigzag, wavy ways. These are all the mystically beautiful, wonderful ways of the manifestations of the Supreme, Absolute, Divine, Supreme Good. Straight, direct, otherwise zigzag ways, mystical zigzag ways. Both ways, detected. So when the pure devotees beheld, wonderfully beheld the darshana of the manifestation of the Supreme Truth, manifesting more zigzag, artistic way rather than straight cut way, the ways of expressions of that also became artistic and zigzag, befitting to the ways of the manifestations. befitting to the dancing ways of the manifestations, rather than straight cut simple way. When we say wonderful, it means wonderful, full of wonders. Not like, it is known, pretty much known, nothing, no wonder is there, pretty much known. So, not like, wonderful means struck with wonder. At every step of understanding the newer and newer ways of the manifestations of the Supreme, all the Supreme Being, Supreme Absolute Reality in our life. So Guru Maharaj nicely explained how the Supreme Absolute manifests in a zigzag way also. In relation to the explanation of the Krishna Prema, Svabhava Kutila Bhavet. Often, the nature of the manifestation of the high-class Krishna Prema, high-class ecstatic love of Krishna, also so much influenced by the Bhamo, left-wing bhava, instead of straight Dakshini, right-wing, following a straight right-wing mood, many cases following left-wing mood. And while it flows through left-wing mood, rather I should say mood and mode, then it often becomes Svabhava Kutila Bhavet. It doesn't become straight. It becomes zigzag way. Artistic way. To understand everything manifests in an artistic, well-decorated way. Artistically crooked zigzag ways, and befitting to such zigzag ways of the manifestation, the devotees' feelings of love. At the highest stage, the nature of the flow of Brajagopi's love, Srimati Radharani's love towards Krishna, also turns into zigzag ways, very befitting ways of the reciprocations. And Krishna loves that. See, Krishna doesn't generally love to manifest in a very simple, straight-cut, ordinary way, but artistic ways. Everything, almost every part of his lila manifesting artistically. Even the way he's standing and holding flute, also artistic. Threefold bent form, holding flute. Even the ways he's casting his glance, artistic. Smerang rangitaya purichitang shachivistirna drishtinam. And devotees get mad to be describing the glories of such artistic ways of Krishna. Each and every artistic ways of Krishna to relate to his devotees becomes so wonderfully, so beautifully attractive. Devotees get mad. They get madly attached to narrate, chant and sing the glories of that. Still, finding no limit to the taste. Finding no limit to the taste of it. The way Krishna is casting his glance towards the divine. The way he's standing, holding flutes. The way he's playing flute sounds. The way he's playing his flute, the way he's making his gesture and postures, artistically giving signals, beautiful signals, manifesting sequence of love reciprocations. The way he walks, he looks at, he dances, he reciprocates to all his beloved lovers. Ways playing flute, the ways he's connecting to the whole surroundings with his omnipresence to different dimensions of happiness, creating different dimensions of charm, deep charm, fascination, attraction, different dimensions of the surroundings filled with air, water, lights, wind, trees, other forest creatures, birds, animals, all in the language of Guru Maharaj, creating divine waves, waves of joy, of love for Krishna. Joy of love for Krishna, joy of their love, their joy of feeling the taste of love from Krishna to connect them, and thereby being incited, greatly inspired to love back Krishna through reciprocation, loving him back with wonderful waves, upsurge. How much love they are feeling for Krishna, they even did not know. They were like discovering for the first time. And the wonderful nature of their experience of their love for Krishna, as if they are discovering for the first time, they had so much love for the most lovable Lord, beloved Lord. And to taste, to connect to that kind of love, that quality of love from them, and to taste it, Krishna also having pleasure. Krishna is tasting himself both ways. Krishna is tasting himself as the embodiment of all ecstatic love feelings. In other words, Krishna is tasting himself as the embodiment of all infinite ecstatic or blissful feelings of himself. Sukharup Krishna Karim Sukha Aswada. Okay. Also, Krishna is also tasting his own ecstatic love emanating from, upsurging from the hearts of his exalted devotees, associates, close devotees. All. And Krishna also gets overwhelmed. Lord Krishna also getting overwhelmed by that. Although he has infinite capability of not being overwhelmed, yet he loves to be overwhelmed. That's the highest utility of his almightiness, of his freedom, of finding himself bound by that love, in the bondage of that love. He finds the highest freedom of himself to find himself in the bondage of love. His highest utility of freedom, almightiness. And his being in the bondage of love becomes one and same. Harmoniously united, complementing each other. Achinta cannot be completely conceived, cannot be completely comprehended. But even a drop of the taste of such reality, even a glimpse and drop of the taste of such reality is so wonderful. This all came from the point of explanation of causeless mercy of the Lord. In such way of the explanation about His wonderful, unlimited glory, also being possible by His causeless mercy. I must admit that. Who am I? What capability, what tiny capability I have got. What kind of capability I have got to chant, explain His glories, sing His glories, unless and until He makes me to it. Unless and until He makes you all to hear and taste it. Feel into this. Feel, be feeling, diving into this world. It's also been possible by His causeful and causeless mercy. Divinely causeful, at the same time causeless mercy. That we are able to hear about Him, talk about Him, feel about Him, trying to connect with Him, touch Him, and with some feeling, some happiness and devotion in the mode of Sankirtana, while situated in the mode of Harikatha Sankirtana. This is a living Sankirtana. See how beautifully devotees express. They don't say, speak the glories. They say sometimes. But often devotees don't say, speaking the glories. It's not enough. Higher than that, little more than that, chanting the glories. And even more than that, singing the glories. Even mode of speaking also becomes singing. Becomes decorated with qualities, imbued with the qualities of singing the glories of the Lord. Katha Gana. All these speeches, all this speaking about divine cup naturally turns into the mode of singing, naturally becomes singing. All these speakings, talks of the divine couple naturally turns into singing. Simple walking steps turn into dancing steps in relation to the Supreme Dancer, in relation to the supremely beautiful dancer, supremely attractive singer through the flute songs and other ways. All these things happen. 8 kinds of divine love symptoms manifesting through upsurge of love of Krishna, transcending all the experience of happiness of this world, of this limited world. And that's why they have been described in such ways, living ways. Om Sriya Kanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpatara Rudruma Bhuvis Chintamani Ganamani Toyamritam Katha Ganam Natam Gamanamapi Vamsi Priyasakhi Chidanandam Jyoti Paramapitana Shantyam Puja Rajatra Kshirabdhi Savati Surabhipascha Shura Nimeshardhakto va Prajati Nahi Jatra Pishamaya Bhaje Sri Tatdipam Tamahaniha Golakamitijam Vidantasti Shanta Kshiti Virala Chara I've already explained about this verse before, not entering again into this world, vast world of the nectar, vast world of the nectarian reality and realization. See, Krishna also, glory, Krishna's glory, how do you say? Krishna has also been explained. I don't want to say glorified. I have to find out another word. This is a simple way to express. So, Lord Krishna's glory also being narrated, sung in this way. The supreme dancer. See? When we first started reading those verses, Shyamam Hiranna Paridhim Vanamala Vara Dhatu Pravala Natavesha Pratam. See, Natavesha. Natavesha means the form of dancing. The way he got dressed up was that of dramatic dancer. The way Krishna was dressed up by Mother Jashoda, by other beloved associates there in Braja, before coming into the forest, entering the very colorful as a dancer, beautiful dancer. You know, while some dancer going to stage, they are dancing on the stage. They don't use simple clothing. It's not so befitting to the mood. No simple, but rather more colorfully beautiful clothing. When a peacock dances, it looks so beautiful because it's so colorful. So colorful. So, because the colorful mood is so befitting, flowing so well with the mood of dancing, because dancing is a physical, dancing is the physically rhythmic step expressions of the colorful joy, colorful exhibitions of the joy. Because dance usually representing sense of joy, feelings of joy. Otherwise, why should one dance? I mean, mechanical way of dancing is not real dancing. Technical or mechanical way of dancing, robotic dancing, okay, just to give enjoyment to the public and himself or herself not enjoying it. It's not the real dancing. It's the acting of dancing, real dancing. Anyway, Krishna was not actor. He was not actor of dancing. He was real dancer. With real feelings of joy, feelings of waves of bliss, dancing bliss. He was relishing the waves of dancing bliss. Singing the flute songs. Krishna was singing the flute songs, playing the flute songs. The waves of those flute songs emanating and spreading out also in the dancing mode, also dancing and making others dance. So, Krishna has been glorified as the supremely beautiful dancer of Natavesha. Anupratansi. A Lord of color, Lord of beauty, Lord of song, Lord of dance, Lord of what not, Lord of beautiful gesture and posture, Lord of beautiful, how do you say, artistic thieving, Lord of artistic stealing the heart, mind, heart, and everything, whole existence of his devotees. The Lord of sweet speaking, attractive, all attractions. See, Almighty Lord didn't want to stay as Supreme Almighty with all reverence and grandeur and opulence and all gorgeousness and majestic nature. It got boring to him. At some point. He wanted to be playful Lord, while holding the nature of almightiness intact, while still having the nature of his almightiness intact, in full swing. Still, he loved to manifest as sweet, colorfully, ecstatically playful Lord, for his own happiness, to give his devotees happiness, for his own bliss, and to spread that taste of bliss to his own devotees. And that is Krishna. That was Krishna. That has been Krishna. That is Krishna, and that will be Krishna. That is Krishna. Baraha Piram Natabarabapu Karnai Karnikaram Vipradabhasham Kanaka Kapisham Vaijayanti Chamalam Randhan Venu Radhana Shudhaya Purayam Gopa Brindai Vrindaranyam Sapadaramana Vishad Gita Kirti. Shyamam Hiranna Paridhim Vanamalabarha Dhatu Prabhala Natabisha Anupratanshi. Vinnastahastamitirna Dhranamabhijam Vinnastahastamitarena Dhranamabhijam Karnotpalalakakapura Kavijahasham. Shyamam Hiranya Paridhim Vanamalabarha Dhatu Prabhala Natabhishanam Pratashi Vinnastahastamitarena Dhranamabhijam Karnotpalalakakapura Kavijahasham. What a vision of beauty, wonderful beauty. Krishna's ways and the manifestations. What a vision of feelings, realization of his beauty, his form, beauty, qualities, his mood. Krishna's mood, his ways, love reciprocations, most attractive reciprocations with his devotees. All are transcending and transcending and transcending, super excelling, excelling all, super excelling character. Guru Maharaj once explained, through mundanely limited, I repeat, through just normally mundanely limited relative ways, we cannot truly understand the nature of Radha Krishna Leela. The Leela of the supreme divine beauty, beautiful reality, impossible. Because from the mundane plane of vision, from the ordinary mundane plane of thoughts, mundane ways, people don't understand. What's so much about around beauty and beauty and beauty of Krishna? What is so much about around beauty and quality form of Krishna? Why so much and so many ways, innumerable ways and so much descriptions only around how Krishna looks, how Krishna smiles, how Krishna walks, how Krishna plays flute, how Krishna is looking at you, how Krishna's lips are, eyes are, face are. Madhuram, 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 madhuram. Madhuram, madhuram, vapurasya vibho. Madhuram, 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 madhuram. Madhugandhi mridusmitam etadahu. Madhuram, 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 madhuram. Then Madhurastaka. Unending sweetness. No matter how many ways, how much devotee Vallabhacharya is glorifying Krishna's sweet, sweeter, sweetest. Yes, sweeter of the sweetest. Still not enough. He did not want to miss any point of Krishna, anything of Krishna's character which will remain outside his glorification. He did not want to miss any point of Krishna which would not be glorified as sweet. So he found out so many ways, points of the characters of Krishna to glorify, in other words, to sing their glories as Madhura, Madhura, Madhura. So, nectar, 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 nectar. See, honeyed experience, nectarian experience, honeyed experience. This is another verse. Madhuram, madhuram, vapurasya vibho. from Krishna Karnamrita. Madhuram madhuram vapurasya vibho madhuram madhuram vadalam madhuram madhugandhi mridusmitame tadahu madhugandhi mridusmitame tadahu madhuram 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 madhuram. Such ways of singing the glory, starting with Madhura, ending with Madhura. Repetition of the expression of the Madhura, because they were having repeated, non-monotonous, repeated experience of the Madhura flow, non-monotonous, repeated flows of the experience of only Madhura. Naturally, their ways of expressions also became befitting to that. They also repeating. Saying 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, not enough. To make us understand, to make a point, it's transcending such nature of such conception and realization is transcending at every state. Transcending at every step. When I am saying this, I am saying so madhuram, so nectarian experience at this time, next moment is transcending. Same experience is transcending to that experience, another transcendental experience of the nectarian realization really is coming. Next to that, another transcending and no end. But including the beginning one, which it started with. That's also transcendental experience. There are different dimensions of the transcending experiences. Different dynamic dimensions, levels of the transcending experiences. Never ending. Transcending experience of never-ending character, including the starting point of no starting point of the experience of that transcendental reality. So ordinary people won't understand because they consider so much repetition. Monoton. I have heard Krishna is so beautiful. Why one has to go round and round and round and the same thing? What's the big deal? Because they do not have any transcendental experience, unlimited experience of Krishna's beauty, Krishna's flute sound, Krishna's gesture and posture, his love reciprocation. They don't have. They will never understand. Even the smallest point of Krishna's beauty becomes so huge, oceanic, it brings oceanic nectarian experience. Because it's unlike the limited shortcut visual experience. Limited shortcut experience of beauty. Oh, we say, oh, it's so beautiful. But thing is very much unlike that. That's why we find pure devotees, exalted devotees are madly going on and on, continuing to be manifesting their unending experience of Krishna's beauty and quality, Krishna's form, beauty, qualities, flute playing, flute sounds, his gesture, posture, all kinds of his reciprocations. And they get overwhelmed because actually they are relating to the point. They are actually relating to who? They are relating at every step. They are relating, connecting with the Supreme Lord, who is none other than infinite. Is already described through Ishopanishad. What is the character to relate, to connect with such infinite through the verse? Om Purnamada, Purnamidam Purnat, Purnamivacchati, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vasishyati. So it's no new wonder that connecting to each and every part and aspect of the Leela of that Supreme Infinite, the personification of the Supreme Infinite Divine, will also be bringing infinite experience. Whether His beauty, His quality, all His gesture, posture, all kinds of His reciprocations, everything is infinite, because He, the divine seed, is infinite. So, therefore, a devotee, pure devotee, just simply gets divinely maddened, overwhelmingly maddened. I repeat, overwhelmingly maddened, just to describe and sing the glory of one point of that ambrosial, infinite absolute. After all, we are dealing with the unlimited beauty, unlimited beauty, unlimited qualities, all unlimited ambrosial characteristics of the Supreme Infinite. So the nature of experience has to be like that. That's why. See, I'm also describing about the same reality, talking about the same thing in similar ways. So still I find it's not enough yet. Living transaction. In the language of Guru Maharaj, it's living transaction. Heart's transaction. Transcendental law of transactions. Transcendental transactions with the Lord, in relation to the Lord, through loving reciprocation, through love feelings. Without love feelings, one can never understand all this. Through the measurement of the jnana, through mechanical or technical measurement of the jnana, can never be understood. Can never be truly understood or realized. Therefore, jnana sumati again. Transcending the level of limited jnana, calculated knowledge. Adharam madhuram badanam madhuram nayanam madhuram ashitam madhuram kananam hridayam coming down to the general plane of talks. So, right now we are here We are here in the holy lands of the Haridwar. Haridwar. All of you know. This land is understood to be the gateways to the divine Lord, Hari. Gateways to the God. In other words, gateway. It is understood or known as the land, gateways to the God, who is lovingly called with great reverence as Hari. So, gateways to enter into the world of Hari, our revered Lord. Haridwar. Some say Hara. Hari and Hara. Hara means Lord Shiva. In relation, in deep and in inseparable deep relation to Lord Hari, this is also the place of Hara, Lord Hara, Shiva. But again, no, not separately from Lord Hari. No, separately from Lord Hari, but in deep, loving relation, devotional relation with Hari, his own beloved Lord Hari. It is also the place of Hara, Haridwar, Haridwar. One of the most holy lands we are knowing. We all know Mother Ganga starts entering relatively plain of the earth. So for so long, Mother Ganga was relishing the coming down flow. She was kind of relishing of flowing down without any resistance, very little resistance. But from this point, it is still higher than the sea level. The land of Haridwar is much higher than the sea level. Relatively, Mother Ganga entering the plane of the earth. This is the first starting point of that. Water here is supposed to be very pure, full of medicines, full of herbal medicines, pure, cleaner, because of the less interference of the humans. Of course, humans already started interfering from the upper land. So, the very natural nature of the water, Ganga water, cannot remain. The very natural character of the holy Ganga water, physical, the natural physical, I don't mean spiritual character. Spiritual character of the holiness. Spiritual character of the holiness or sanctity of the Ganga water ever remains. Completely independent of, the spiritual character, I would say. The spiritual character of the holiness, sanctity of the Ganga water ever remains, independent of any physical pollution, physical interference by the humans or animals. But when I talk about the physical character of the holiness, what do you say, hygienic cleanliness, then it gets influenced, it gets disturbed by the humans and animals, even from the upper plane. It is coming down. Otherwise, from the spiritual point of view, spiritual stand, no matter how Ganga water is physically unclean or polluted, but spiritual sanctity remains forever. Beyond beyond the conditioning of physical pollution. The spiritual sanctity, spiritual cleanliness, purity ever remains beyond the obligations, physical obligations of getting a bit unclean physically. So, Ganga Devi. So all such lands are holified by the special presence of Vishnu Padodakam. Holy feet was water of Lord Vishnu, Narayana. Therefore, here, good people, respectful people also engage in offering Arati to Ganga. Apparently, it means nothing, but it's a ritual, holy ritual way of expressions of showing respect to the Ganga water as Vishnu Padodakam, showing special respect and reverence through the ritual offerings of Arati to river Ganga. Because the people here not only relate to Ganga as water, it's a river or water, but it is a manifestation of the Supreme Divine Absolute Lord in the form of water. Water form of expansion, manifestation of the Supreme Absolute Lord. A significant aspect of the universal form of the Lord. Significant, meaningful aspect in the form of water. And also it is very special. Even from material scientific viewpoint, we understand it's very special because the Ganga water is very potent with the effect of herbal medicines, minerals. One thing you can notice, if you keep the Ganga water, pure Ganga water in a bottle, it doesn't, hardly you can find any insects coming from inside. You keep ordinary water, you easily find some insects, small bacteria that are easily forming. But if you collect pure Ganga water, I'm not talking about some muddy Ganga water, pure Ganga water from the source. It doesn't give birth to visible insects, maybe some small fortunate bacteria, some little fortunate bacteria can be sheltered, can be sheltered there. But in a rough way, from a gross standard analysis, don't find these visible insects coming. So Haridwar. Soon we are going to have darshan of the Arati. Mother Ganga. The gestures relate through the Arati rituals, the bhava relate through the rituals of the Arati. Yes. Great love and respect, loving appreciation for Mother Ganga. This very respectful appreciation of the Ganga water as our Mother, Divine Mother, helping us so many ways, materially as well as spiritually, helping us materially as well as spiritually. Both ways. are all very meaningful, beautiful, meaningfully beautiful, happy ways of inviting, swaying, offering our love and respect to the deity, the Ganga Arati. These such rituals of the Arati and other ritualistic ways of offering service. Like the way, if I lovingly offer you some flower, it's a gesture of offering love to you, loving respect to you. Okay, it's not just giving you a flower, but that is more meaningful. Giving you a garland. So garlanding, offering flowers, swaying on the lamps, swaying the lights of the fire, offering some heats and lights through the fire to that aspect of the God, offering some fragrance things, combined with chanting and dancing. All are meaningful rituals to relay, offering one's own love and respectful love to that. Something coming in my mind, humor, meaningful humor. During the worshipping of the cows, Gosthastami, Gopastami, we especially feed the cows. So, in a traditional way, we are offering some arati, some little incense from the fire, and doing arati with the deepas, and all these. But cows are not interested in all that. We are being impatient when we are going to feed. Sewing, gesturing. Okay, enough. Feed me, feed us. So going to garlanding cows before giving garland. Taking the garland, eating joyful. So we are also relishing that. So cows are telling us, do our arati by feeding us more and more. So we used to do the shortcut arati. Then coming to the real point, the real aspect of the offering arati to the cows, offering worships to cows in the form of feeding. More and more, then they were so happy. At some point, they also got a bit overwhelmed. It doesn't happen every day. So everybody trying to feed the same cow from all directions. So much food. All of a sudden, so much food at a time. Wondering, what is happening? Why so much adoration? Today, they could easily understand, feel. Oh, today is a very special day for us. So much love and adoration for us. We are overwhelmed now to eat food. Then the cows would be a bit selective. Look at the quality of the food. Which one of lower kind, genotype, which one better type, and we'll be choosing that. This concept came in my mind. They are not interested to receive long arati. Feed us more. We're decorating the cows with putting some color in their forehead, garlanding. They are enjoying it, enjoying all this. Sometimes when we offer our pranam, touching head on the ground, offering pranam to we are offering pranam to Krishna, the Lord of the cows, supreme divine cowherd. Through our paying respect to those cows in relation to Krishna, we are actually offering our obeisance to Krishna through his loved cows. Krishna, the supreme, beautiful cowherd boy. So upon obeisance, all of a sudden we found some blessings of cows licking all over. They are also reciprocating. That's the way of their reciprocation. Very loving gesture. Sometimes licking over head, licking over the cheek. We said, okay, enough of your fondling. Okay. Because they are also giving us something back through reciprocations. Love reciprocations. So, also received. They reciprocated with us. Received their lickings all over. Sign of their love. Very nice experience. And Krishna, ultimately Lord Krishna, used to be enjoying so much licked all over by the cows. Licked all over by the cows. Not only cows, some other animals, specifically cows. Sometimes birds would be coming close to Krishna. Krishna would not pay attention to the birds, peacocks, other birds would come. So like this. Why are you not paying attention to us? Why should you be only fondling your cows? We also deserve fondling. We also deserve to be fondled by you. And Krishna would also be there, hugging and embracing the birds alongside. Cows, sometimes other creatures, and then cows would get envious. When Krishna would be fondling others, when Krishna would be fondling one category of animals, others would get envious, jealous, with impatience. Then Krishna would be fondling all of them together. Might be a mystical way with many hands, many arms, 2 arms are not enough to hug all of them. Or mystically sometimes he hugged all of them, embraced all of them with 2 arms. Playful Leela. So those birds, cows, many other animals, winds, trees, fruits, they all made contribution, made beautiful contribution in the playful Leela of Krishna. They are all relating to Krishna playfully. Intense love. With intense love, reciprocating to the playful Lord in playful ways, colorful, playful ways. Krishna is in the center. The Guru Maharaj often said, Krishna conception of God is such. It's a sonhood of Godhead in the center. Although he is on the top, he is at the bottom, he is at the very bottom, origin of everything, on the top of everything, last limit of everything, in all the circumference, last limit of the unlimited, last limit point of the unlimited, innumerable points of the infinite circumference. Although it's such, but originally, primarily, basically, foundationally, he is in the center. Central Lord. Expanding all around, all over, from the center, as the central truth. Summed up Godhead. We also find such central nature of descriptions in Brahma Samhita also. About the relation to the description of Goloka Dhama. Goloka, Gokula. Gokula is Gokula has been described as the central capital of the whole Goloka. Sahasrakarnikal, 1,000-petal lotus, shape of the Dham, is projected, manifested as 1,000-petal lotus. The wonderful beauty and fragrance, soothing feelings, giving out so much soothing feelings to the limitlessness. And Krishna Leela manifesting within that. We cannot fully conceive with the limited concept of the lotus on this mundane plane. The transcendental concept of the 1,000-petal lotus. Living. The nature of the lotus much more than the ordinary nature of the lotus flower. Completely adorned, decorated, fulfilled with so many transcendental qualities and beauty, beautiful aspects. That kind of lotus. It's not a kind. It is what it is. Lotus. See, lotus is everywhere in our life. In Krishna conscious life, lotus, the flower lotus, has been held with great speciality. Krishna's Goloka Dham has got 1,000 petals, 1,000-petal lotus conception. I mean, the Krishna's Goloka Dham by itself doesn't exactly look like 1,000-petal lotus, but inside that, where Krishna's residential place, Krishna's own capital and residential places and surrounding, all are contained within 1,000-petal lotus conception. That's what it is. And the Goloka, the very term Goloka, means full sphere in the language of Saraswati Goswami Thakur, Prabhupada. It means full sphere, no hemisphere. Full sphere means it representing fullness to the extreme fullness, fullness to the limitlessness. Okay, full-fledged manifestations, fully full sphere, Goloka. It is completely full, completely fulfilled by all around. This way, that way, this way, every way, representing the transcendental fullness. Transcendental, transcending fullness. Therefore it is Goloka. Within the Goloka Dham we find lotus. Lotus in the Goloka is lotus feet, lotus hand, lotus face. So the flower lotus means something very special, representing fullness. Full form, full beauty, full fragrance, full sound beauty, form of sound beauty. Maybe Krishna's flute sound waves also manifesting through lotus-like vision, lotus-like visionaries, vision, side beauty. Could be that. The place of lotus is very significant. Because of his color, his shape, his form, his petal, so decorative. So decorated and so decorative. So beautiful by itself and so beautifying also. So fragrant by itself and so making everything fragrant, whichever coming in contact. It gives us, it offers us the most soothing touch which one can receive in the soothing touch of one's supreme beloved, the beloved persons, soothing touch. So all represented within the concept of the lotus. Not only sight beauty, but also fragrance beauty, even sound beauties. If we can visualize the flows, waves of the sound, flute sound of Krishna, can visualize it instead of just hearing, wonderful, may also manifest wonderfully through lotus form. Mystical lotus. The lotus shape, lotus forms in some ways. And where they are sitting, the main Yogapita, their main seat with the throne, also situated on the lotus. Find the description in Brahma Samhita. Alright, I have to go. Let me temporarily, relatively stop my Harikatha over here. Hare Krishna. What's the time?